Hey, welcome to Cooking with RangerRob. Grab your aprons and let's get started, guys. Before we get started, please take the time to subscribe, then click on the bell icon to get notified of our future videos. Hello and welcome to Cooking with Rob, and guess what day it is? Yes, it's Traeger Day. Today's a simple day. We're going to make a new recipe for me to make some beef jerky. Now, I wasn't going to make any jerky, but I was at the store and they had London broil for $1.97 a pound. So my butcher pulled out a big hunk of London broil, trimmed it really good for me, and sliced it up for me, and I got like 4 pounds worth. So guess I'm making jerky. So today I'm going to do a little different. I'm going to use a Traeger beef jerky rub. But a little different. I'm not going to do a dry rub. I'm actually going to let it soak and add a few more ingredients. So I'm going to get a bowl, going to use the Traeger rub. I'm going to add some garlic, salt and pepper, and that's it. And add water and let it soak in there and really soak in good. So I'm going to try to go for 24 hours. So here we go. So this is the hunk of beef that I got. It's $1.97 a pound. It's a choice beef tip, a round steak London broil, and so I had him slice it for me. He did a really good job. So I'm going to take all this and I'm going to put it in some marinade. Quick review on what we'll be using. I'm going to use the Traeger rub and kosher salt and coarse ground black pepper, and of course, guys, garlic powder. And I'm not sure what my measurements are going to be, but I'll try to figure it out. And I'm just going to put it in the bowl here. I want everybody that's cooking to just get a feel for what you want to use for seasoning. It takes a little practice, but I'm guessing I'm going to do about a little bit, just less of maybe a quarter cup of this stuff. This is the strongest I'm going to put in. Everything else is about a tablespoon. So, and then I'm just going to add like maybe 3 cups of water, because when I put the meat in, it's going to displace the bowl a lot. So here we go. Whoa. So, a last minute decision, decided to go with just a teaspoon of salt, just in case. I don't want this to get too salty. So, it's really easy to make your beef jerky too salty. I think I'll be okay. And my garlic apparently had a lump in it, so I had to take some of it back. But I'm going to stick with a tablespoon of everything else, and the main Traeger rub, no more than a quarter cup. I think that should be fine. So here we go. Some of my London broil needed to be trimmed, so I just pulled it over to this cutting board and just trimmed off a little bit. Now the funny thing about this is, off to my right is someone patiently watching me closely, saying, "Dad, Dad." And if you see, and by the way, I did not touch the dog when I did this, but here we go. Who's that? Yeah, my chocolate lab is pretty smart about knowing yum. Thanks, Dad. Once I got all my meat in the brine, I put the lid on and headed on over to the fridge, found a spot to put it, and tomorrow we'll go to work on this. Thought I'd stop for a minute and just have a moment of beef jerkiness. Now, why would you make so much beef jerky when you only have 2 people? And the answer is negotiation. Negotiation. What are you talking about, Ranger? Well, sometimes you need favors from the neighbors. Sometimes the neighbors have lemon trees and orange trees and you don't, and you may need some lemons and oranges. So beef jerky, because it keeps for a while, is a great negotiation tool for trading with the neighbors. Like my canopy in my truck, I need to take it off once a year to go get my 5th wheel, and I need extra people to help take that canopy off. Well, nothing's easier to get help from your neighbors when they know that you've been feeding them beef jerky. And so the other thing that's good about beef jerky is, instead of reaching for something you probably shouldn't eat, like candy, breads, sugary things, grab yourself a piece of beef jerky. That's very satisfying. The other thing that's fun about beef jerky is the different flavors. And I've probably done about 3 or 4 beef jerky recipes on the internet, and each one's a little different, and it's kind of fun. If it was a bad recipe, I wouldn't post it. So anyway, guys, sometimes you can keep your beef jerky very simple: salt and pepper, garlic, and any kind of steak seasoning, anything you want to use. Makes jerky really yummy. You can do all kinds of stuff, and you can do teriyaki sauce, make them sweet, make them hot, whatever you want to do. But I always keep mine kind of mild because I need them for negotiation. So let's go on. My beef jerky is in the refrigerator. I'm going to let it sit for 24 hours. Then we're going to crank up the Traeger, put it at the smoke mode. And the other thing I was going to tell you is I don't dry mine out too much because we eat it pretty fast. If you're using it for hiking or going on trips and stuff, you'd want to dry it out more and probably use a little more salt, just to make it preserve better. But me, I like mine. Sometimes I even, if I take thicker pieces, keep it a little bit of pink inside. But these are cut thin enough where I don't have to do that. So smoke to flavor, people, and cook them the way you know you're going to eat them. So anyway, enjoy, and here we go. Well, it's the next day, folks, for making our jerky. It's been sitting in the refrigerator all night long, and I thought I'd put on a wild shirt for you just to spruce things up. Wow, that smells good. So all I'm going to do right now is go to my Traeger, check to see if I got lots of pellets, set it on the smoke setting, and load up my jerky. It will probably take 3 to 4 hours in the Traeger, and it really comes down to how dry you want your jerky to be. I like mine to be a little bit, I don't like it dry, so mine will be a little bit chewier, and I will have to refrigerate it. So, and then I got to disperse it amongst my neighbors to ensure that I can ask them favors in the future. So here we go. Just a reminder, I'm going to be checking my pellets. I'm going to be using mesquite, and I'll be opening up my grill, cleaning off my grill, oiling my grill, and we'll be set to go. And then I'll set it to the smoke setting, and off we go. So I scraped down my grill and broke out my Pam grilling oil, sprayed all the areas because I'm going to use all the racks. Time to load this puppy up with all this goodness. Well, I got a lot of jerky, so I got it loaded up. I'll be running this all day to get through all this jerky. So anyway, I like to keep a lot of spacing between my jerky to let the air flow. I will not be, well, actually I will be turning them over as they get more cooked. But time to fire up the grill. Well, looks like I have lots of pellets. Time to put it on smoke. Get her fired up, close the lid, and let her cook. Alright guys, so it's been a few hours and some of my jerky's getting finished up here for the first round. A couple need to go a little bit longer, and here's the example of a finished one. Let's give it a taste. Tastes great. Now mine's not very salty, and I kind of do that on purpose. I just don't like my jerky real salty. Anyway, the flavors are good. It's got a little chew to it. It's not completely dried out. It's always really good when it's warm. But yeah, good jerky, guys. Kind of get an idea. These were a little thinner ones, so they got done sooner. And they're good. So you get a chance on your Traeger. You can even do this in a dryer. And if you use a screen, you should be able to do it in your oven. Set the temperature low and just let her cook slow. Anyway, it won't be as smoky, of course, but you can add smoke liquid to your brine. Yeah, good stuff, guys. Make some jerky. It's a great snack. Beats having a piece of cake. Guys, there is nothing better than making jerky. There's no doubt. So in the middle of this process, I showed you earlier some of it, but what we got here is just pure deliciousness. So as some get cooked, I put in some new ones, and so all day long I'll be rotating my jerky in here. But look how yummy and delicious this looks. Oh my god. Anyway, guys, make jerky in your Traeger, and if you don't have a Traeger yet, save your allowance. It's worth it. I've had mine for 2.5 years, and I work it hard, and it's worked wonderful. It's been a wonderful unit. The quality's good, and I'm happy. So when I get some jerky, I'm even happier. Here is the critical turning point of when you make jerky. As I told you earlier, jerky is a negotiation tool for the neighbors. So I've been adding my jerky in here. Oh, I could just put this in front of my nose all day. Oh, it smells wonderful. However, critical decisions need to be made. How much do you dare share this? Because it's hard to give it up. So what I've made is little courtesy packages of about a handful, enough where they really enjoy it, but enough where they want more, which may take another month from now, but you want to keep them wanting more. Don't give your neighbors too much, especially if you like it yourself. But yeah, give them enough where they really like it and they want more, and then cut them off. That way you can get any favor you want from any of your neighbors. It works. So there's some advice from Cooking with RangerRob on the Traeger, making jerky for negotiation. Anyway, just kidding, kinda. Thank you for watching our video. Please take the time to like, subscribe, and share our videos all over. Then go down to the description and think about becoming a member of our Patreon. This will allow you to get special content just for you and help us build future content. Thank you.